Hello, my sexy, seductive Scorpios. Welcome back. As you know, I'm Sachi the Scorpio, and I'm here to deliver your guided twin flame soulmate reading for the month of July. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And I now post videos in order of whichever video got the most likes from the previous video set. So if you like this video, the likelihood of your next video coming quicker is going to increase. So for anyone new here, welcome. Today we're going to be using the Manara Erotic Tarot for the general energy. We also take a look at the light aspect, and that's the lighter karmic lessons of what's going on and what is known to us, what is in the light. We also take a look at the shadow, and that's what is the darker, deeper, more difficult karmic lessons and what might be hidden from us in the shadow that we try to bring to the light, not only to become aware of it, but also so that we can heal it. So since I'm recording this video in Cancer season, I'm going to be channeling the emotional root of what is happening between you and your twin flame or your soulmate or whatever's going on your journey. Don't forget, we're still in the Mercury retrograde of Cancer, as well as Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto retrograde in Cap. Saturn moved back into its home constellation, Capricorn, on June 30th, and we also have the Neptune retrograde in Pisces that's going on until November. So for more astrology and other good stuff, please follow me at Sachi_the_Scorpio on Instagram and at Sachi the Scorpio on Twitter. And also for anyone who needs to break their cycles, please check out my Eclipse messages and Solstice cycle breaking tarot, which I will link at the end of this video, because as you know, when you start breaking your cycles and doing your soul growth, that is how the twins unite. So Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your energy, then we're going to take a look at your person's energy, and then we're going to look at the outcome for the month of July. In the cleansing ceremony for this deck, which I used to set the theme, we had alone in the world. So I feel like this connection has been broken in some ways. You really have decided to take a step back from it. I feel like, you know, you both are kind of feeling alone in the world in comparison with each other, you know, like this distance. But honestly, I feel like they are the one who is lonely, because in the general energy, we had justice in reverse. So there was definitely some injustice that has been done to you. And I feel like they're really feeling out in the cold now that they're understanding that they, you know, did you wrong. And I feel like you definitely stepped back after this injustice that was done to you. And then for the clarifier, we had devoured field come up in reverse, and that's a trainer card indicating that it means the other person. So they're devoured field in reverse. So I feel like they're no longer eating your crops, so to speak. I feel like they were devouring, you know, your crops physically or metaphysically, whatever it may be, and now they are no longer able to do that because you've taken a step back and you've realized the injustice of how you've been allowing them to take, and now you both are alone in this relationship and healing. So let's see what's at the emotional root of what is going on with Scorpio right now. We have naked before the stars in reverse. Wow. So, you know, whenever this comes up, I always take it as astrology, naked before the stars. Shh, please be quiet. I usually take it as that you are kind of surrendering to the divine and surrendering to the solar system and whatever it is doing. Very getting much like in touch with your natal chart and things like that. So because it's in reverse, I feel like there's some information in your natal chart that you might want to check out. And I feel like the transits are really affecting what is going on because, you know, I take it, like I said, the solar system algorithm, and you kind of like exposed to that, but because it's in reverse, I really feel like it has to do with all the retrogrades that are happening. So let's see what is going on with your person. What's at the emotional root of your person? What is their ish? So I do feel like you are surrendering to the divine, but you are also understanding. Yeah, you're understanding that, like, you know, part of surrendering to the divine is understanding that we're in these retrogrades and that things aren't going to be upright. And then for this person, we have calling the storm going right to you in reverse. So I feel like they are no longer trying to summon you, right? Or maybe they can, but you're refusing to take that, right? You're just like, nope, there's too many retrogrades, you know, including the Mercury retrograde. We just got out of the Venus retrograde at the end of June, and we're still in the shadow period of that, you know, integrating the lessons that we learned through that. And I feel like they used to be able to just, you know, call in the storm out of you. And Scorpio, as a Scorpio myself, I know when you call in the storm of Scorpio, bitch, an umbrella ain't gonna help. Like, you need to find a fucking twister shelter, underground bunker, bitch, you know? So I feel like they were able to evoke that energy out of you. Wow, I got so heated. Yeah, there's a lot of energy here. So they were able to call in this storm in you and kind of cause this chaos. Do you know what I mean? But in reverse, like, yeah. In reverse, like, they are no longer able to call that from you, right? They're no longer able to summon that chaos within you because you're surrendering to the divine and understanding, like, nah, the way that they're coming at me is backwards because of all these retrogrades, right? And check out the way that it's influencing their chart as well, is what I suggest. And then we have the black flower fragrance in reverse. So again, this crop energy, I really feel like they were getting, you know, the flowers from your fields and they were feeding off of it. And look how it's going right to the heart chakra. And I feel like, you know, I take this very much as, you know, the black flower fragrance as kind of like the sweeter smell of the darker things, right? And I feel like they were channeling in, you know, the like, they were failing to do their shadow work, and all the shadow work that you were doing, they were pulling down, you know, the energy cord between you and reaping the benefits of it, right? But it's in reverse, and they're no longer able to do that, right? They're not able to devour your fields anymore. So yeah, I definitely feel this separation energy, whether it's physical or, you know, energetically, or both. Whoa. Okay, those almost that wanted to come right, they like flew, I know you can see, but they flew like this, right at my heart chakra. So they really do want to come towards you and get in that heart chakra. Yeah, their masculine energy is down. My little, like, penis here fell over. Yeah, and it keeps falling over. Okay, so, and I don't know if you can hear it, but a huge storm just hit, and now it's like raining crazily outside. Anyway, so yeah, they feel a lot like calling in the storm. They're not able to call in that storm from you anymore. They can't manipulate your emotional world that way because the connection in the heart chakra, it looks like you were able to snip, snip. All right, let's see what the outcome for July is. What's the general energy for Scorpio and their twin flame? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus for the month of July. Spirit, please show us what is the outcome of the situation for July. Blinded to pain. Wow. So I'm sure you can hear that storm that just got called in. It's interesting because I didn't want to say this, but like I'm having a lot of pain like in my abdomen and my shoulder. So I feel like, you know, they could have been causing you some pain. And look at the scratch marks that are, you know, on the chest area right to where the heart chakra is. And I feel like, you know, I think that you knew the type of pain that this person was putting you in, but I think that, you know, you have very much, like, you've regulated through that to a certain extent. And I feel like this is kind of more their energy, where they're now kind of awakening, right, with that justice in reverse, that they've been blind to the pain that they've put you through. And I think that they might start recognizing it, or it's perhaps they're blind to their own pain. We'll have to look deeper into it. Wow, I'm sure you can hear that storm. It's been, you know, 90 F and above lately, and it's been feeling over 100. And this rain, we really needed it. We really needed it. And the one thing about that devoured field card that I pulled, it is barren. And I remember when that like came out during the cleansing ceremony, I was like, it needs some water. And then what happens? Like, we get this storm. So So beautiful, Scorpio. All right, so let's see with this naked before the stars in reverse, what is happening? And I will say that, like, you know, your energies are both a little reversed right now, and I do feel like it is because of these retrogrades. All right, let's see. What is the energy of Scorpio? 10 of fire. Yeah, definitely you have released this to the divine, and you are no longer inputting this because there has been an imbalance where the divine masculine energy has been way too overbearing towards you. You know, it doesn't have to be a male, it's just the divine masculine energy. They've been very controlling and only wanted what they want. Like, you know, trigger warning here, but this is the card of you know, divine masculine, you know, sexually assaulting, raping divine feminine. Not saying that that physically happened, but that's the type of energy of, like, I'm going to get what I want, I don't care what you say type energy. And we have, you know, 10 of fire. This is completing a cycle, right? You both have completed a cycle where you're like, you know what, I'm done with this. You know, like in terms of love, lust, passion, intensity, anything fire related, you really have completed this cycle, and you're like, you know what, no more. You are not going to try to control me. You aren't going to use me for sex. You're not going to use me for my fire, my vital force, you know, because they were using that cord of your heart chakra and really taking in the benefits of the shadow work that you were doing. And this card is Sagittarius Saturn. So, you know, Saturn having to do with, you know, like material wants, wealth, you know, patriarchy, tradition, things like that. And Saturn is, you know, Capricorn, and Capricorn very much divine masculine on that axis with the divine feminine of Cancer. But when it's in the constellation Sagittarius, it can be like, I want it now, right? Saturn is the planet of time and karma, and, you know, understanding that things take time. Capricorn and Saturn are also, you know, wealth and legacy and things like that. And Sagittarius is like, no, I want it now, you know, let me shoot my arrow. So this is really, you know, an instant gratification of something that really should take long term. And you're just done with it. You've recognized that the divine masculine has just been taking whatever they want, devouring your crops, right? Yeah, devour your fields, and you're done with it. You're absolutely done with that shit. Let's check what the light aspect of this is. What's the light aspect here? Coming out kind of stuck but upright. We have powerful friends and shelter using clamp in reverse. So I think that you're really getting in touch with some powerful friends here. We have Taurus, so our milk tank I take as Taurus, so you could be having some Taurus friends. But I think that you're really, you know, not really focusing on love and focusing more on your friendships. You could be, you know, spending time gardening or bringing plants, you know, flowers into your internal environment, right? Like into your home and things like that. And I think that you are, yeah, more focused on friendships. It says, if it is around babies, the milk it produces contains much more nutrition than usual. So I feel like you might be considering, you know, having a child, or children might be involved here. And, you know, the milk it produces contains much more nutrition than usual. I take that very much as, you know, the epigenetic control of gene regulation, where your environment controls, you know, how genes are expressed. If you don't know anything about epigenetics, definitely suggest that you look into it. And so I feel like you have a lot of people who look up to you, right? Like if you're around babies, you know, internally, you know, your quote unquote milk, like the things that you're producing internally biologically are, you know, contain much more nutrition. I think that your body is having a very positive effect around, you know, being around powerful friends and being around people who look up to you as though maybe you're a mother or a father figure to them. Or just a very powerful friend, right? And then we have shelter in reverse using clamp. So this is a water type, so it has to do with emotions. And with clamp in reverse, I feel like in the past with this person, you have very much been clamped onto them. You've been attached, right? This is very Cancerian energy for me, since it's, you know, like a clam. And I feel like you've been clamped on to this person, and now you are finally releasing the emotional clampage, you know, of this relationship. It says, clamping onto an opponent reveals its vulnerable parts, so it uses this move only as a last resort. So, Scorpios, you know we're all about finding the vulnerable parts of people. But honestly, you know, we have like dick out energy here. We had like the penis fall and stuff like that. So I really feel like if you are a divine feminine, you've really, you know, closed your clam, so to speak, towards this situation. But more so, I really feel like, you know, you found the vulnerable part of this person. You know, you clamped onto them and you found the vulnerable parts of them. And they were so threatened, their divine masculine was so threatened that they got super aggressive and just started taking from you. And because of the injustice that was done, you know, you've decided to unclamp and you're like, all right, emotionally, I can't be connected to this anymore. What's the shadow here? Woo, do you hear that rain? Yeah, wow. What's the shadow here? P-Dub, using homing P-Dub, kind of going to the blinded to pain and also this, but, you know, homing P-Dub, like, look how happy that is. So I feel like in the shadow, you know, mentally, because you have unclamped from this, you have become very joyous, like within your third eye in the 5D, where, you know, look how happy it is. Bird Pokemon I always associate with air, and, you know, air is sword, swords is communication, with it, you know, within traditional tarot. And homing P-Dub, wow, I really take as spending more time on your home. You know, even here how it's like, you know, bringing plants into your home or gardening, working on your physical space, working on your home, you know, possibly thinking about having children. And this is very much, you know, homing means taking care of your physical environment. So I really feel like you are, you know, taking care of your home. You're focusing on the more happy communication, what brings you happiness, which looks like these friends that you're around and people who give you, you know, the epigenetic response of making your body feel powerful, of, you know, releasing serotonin in you, releasing dopamine, things that make you feel good, instead of clamping onto this person who is just overly aggressive and assertive with their divine masculine energy here. It says, these Pokemon live in cities. They are accustomed to people. Flocks often gather in parks and plazas. Yeah, so I feel like you are, you know, you might live in a city, or you might be visiting a city, or maybe astrally you've been visiting cities in your dream. This is in the shadow, so it could just be 5D energy, but you know, they're accustomed to people and they gather in parks and plazas. I feel like you're becoming more social. You might be meeting your friends in groups, maybe going to the park together, going to plazas and stuff like that. And if you're not, then, you know, I bet after Mercury retrograde is over, then that will happen. And of course, you know, wear proper PPE, social distance, do, you know, be smart about what you're doing. But it does look like you are being very social because, yeah, you're done with whoever the fuck that is. Whew. Let me drink some water. Well, I accidentally spilled some water. And wow, and I almost like fumbled with the deck. This person's energy is not steady, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see. Calling in the Storm and Black Flower Fragrance in reverse. Show us the Twin Flame Soulmates energy here. We have the Eight of Earth. Yeah, they are trying so much. They want to manipulate. They want to manipulate. They were able to do this in the past where they just put this toxic black fragrance in your heart chakra and call in this storm and use you like an energy source is what I'm getting. Like this Eight of Earth, this is a Virgo sun, and you know, they could be into music, but this is about being able to manipulate the physical reality of things. You know, like this is, you know, a snake charmer, right? Or a penis charmer. But more so, you know, this is being able, instead of charming the snake, it's charming the movie of the future. So being able to physically manipulate the way that reality is going to go. They know how to play you like a fiddle or a flute or a recorder, right? We all did that in grade school, I'm sure. And the thing is about this, they are so particular. They know your buttons. They know exactly what to do to trigger you, because how to play this song to get you to do what they want to do, which looks like getting, you know, you to cause this fucking storm. You know, it takes very particular mouth movements, blowing correctly, putting your fingers on the holes in the exact time. You know, we all took the recorder lesson, as I said. So you know how easy it is to fuck that up. They are very particular and know exactly how to manipulate you here. And that's what they are. They're a physical manipulator. Woo! They like to play. They like to play. And that's the thing, like, they want things to go exactly how they want it to go. They want to be the director, the protagonist, the, you know, executive producer and shit, all of it, of the movie. They just want to control it all, and they'll do anything to do that, right? Whew. All right, what's the light aspect here? What's the light aspect of this person? What's the light aspect? Magnemite using lightning ball and trainer using unidentified fossil. That's what I figured, honestly. They can't produce this spark on their own, so they need to try to summon it from you. Like Magnemite using lightning ball. This is associated with the solar plexus chakra, right? And the solar plexus chakra is, you know, associated with Leo in the 5th house, your sense of self, your personality, what makes you you, right? Your spark. Your spark. And because, and of course this is a magnet Pokemon, they draw it from you. Like, they can't produce their own solar plexus energy, so they just steal it from you. Like, you know, you're their lightning ball, and they need to take it from you. What's it say? It says, it moves while constantly hovering. It charges Thunder Wave and so on from the units at its sides. So the units, or like Thunder Wave, is an attack that it uses to paralyze somebody else. And I feel like that's what they do. They try to keep you paralyzed, right? And to stay where you are in order to, you know, to take from you. They don't want you to go anywhere, but it looks like you've really detached, and they're trying to summon you back. They're trying to summon you back, and they know how to do this. They do. They know how to play you. And, you know, it talks about the things on its sides, and these are magnets, right? So it's very much an attractive thing. They know exactly how to attract you, but they're screwed in the head. Okay? Let's be real. They're screwed in the head right now. And, you know, there is a positive and negative to this, of course. And that's the thing. Like, you're even attracted to the negative. You're attracted to the positive and negative, you know, anode, cathode of whoever this is, because that's how it is to be a Scorpio. We love every single fucking cell of your body and every single, you know, limitless piece of ether of your spirit. That's how we are. We love the positive. We love the negative. Scorpios, I feel you. I know it. I know it. But recognize what they're doing to you. They're trying to call in this storm out of you, and they know exactly how to attract you and to manipulate you. Because trainer using unidentified fossil, trainer, like I said before, trainer cards always indicate the other person. So this is unidentified fossil. So one, I feel like they can't identify, you know, that spark within themselves. So they need to try to get it from you. But also, you know, with fossils, I take it very much as things from the past. They haven't told you about a lot of things. And I feel like that's why it's blinded to the pain. Like, you don't know why they kept you in pain about certain things. They haven't disclosed a lot of information to you because they only tell you exactly what they want to tell you because they know how to manipulate you. So there's a lot of unidentified stuff from the past that this person, you know, has not been sharing with you. All right, what's the shadow here? Magikarp using Epic Splash. Yeah, they might be using magic on you. I was feeling that, honestly. I was feeling that. Especially if this power struggle hasn't been in the 3D, if it's been in the 5D in the shadow realm. Because this I always take like magic, you know, like they've been doing magic with a K towards you. And that would make sense with this black flower fragrance, honestly, and how they're able to call in that storm. I would not be surprised, and they know how to physically manipulate you. So just be careful. Some Piscean energy here in the shadow as well. And epic splash. So this is really causing a, you know, it's a water type, so it's emotion. So this is causing like an epic splash in their emotional world. It still hasn't hit that emotional trigger that it really needs to, but it's definitely causing a splash here. What other sign was it? I think it might have been Leo, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been Cancer. It's either Cancer or Leo, if I'm not mistaken, that had this. And then also the evolved form Gyarados came out during that. Because, you know, Magikarp using Epic Splash, this Pokemon kind of gets a bad reputation as kind of being dopey because it doesn't do anything except splash. Right? And you can't eat it because it's just scale and bones. Like, it's known as worthless, quote unquote. I love Magikarp, but when it evolves, it has one of the most powerful attacks ever and becomes a water dragon type and is like a crazy ferocious beast. So I feel like there's a lot of dragon energy that is going to be coming out of this person. They're not there yet. It's just splashing, right? And dragon type is twin flame energy. Double dragons are twin flames. So I really feel like they're just starting to splash in their own emotional world, right? And the thing is like, they're just starting to awaken to their emotional body, and, you know, they're trying to call in the storm from you because they don't want to emotionally regulate from themselves. They'd rather just pull from your heart chakra, you know, and not tell you anything that's going on and steal your solar plexus energy, you know, and manipulate you into you letting your guard down to clamp back onto them so that way they can just, you know, go along their merry way. So just be aware, that they've just started this journey. So you might still, in the month of July, you might stay blind to why this has happened. It says, in the distant past, it was somewhat stronger than the horribly weak descendants that exist today. Well, that's a little rude, Spirit, but yeah, the thing is, I feel like they're very weak, and like I said, they're going through, you know, things of the past. I feel like this is a lot of ancestral trauma. You know, we are in Cancer season, and Cancer season is all about, you know, the divine feminine, emotional roots, which is what we're tapping into, you know, concepts of home, and also ancestral trauma, what is passed down through us, you know, from generation to generation. So I feel like they very much are, you know, trying to get in touch with that. They're trying to get in touch with that. And, oh yeah, it's unidentified fossil in reverse. So I feel like they've gotten in touch with their ancestors. And they've gotten in touch with things of the past. So that it's not as unidentified, but, you know, it's still just the beginning. They're still just splish-splashing around. All right, let's see what this blinded to pain energy is. What is the general energy for the outcome of the situation for the month of July? 6 of Fire. Damn, Scorpio. The divine feminine is grabbing right back. Right? But it's still imbalanced. Like, the way that the divine feminine is going out about it is just as aggressive. You know, this cycle that you want to close, because here's the divine masculine being overly aggressive with this shit. You know, here's the divine feminine being like, all right, I'm going to do it right back to you. So, woof. This is Leo Jupiter. Jupiter is Sagittarius, and Leo is very much, you know, all about kind of self-centered, you know, ego, me, you know, putting yourself first and things like that. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance. So I really think that you're going to be using the divine masculine energy to manifest things. This is, you know, a fire card again. So it could be, that you're using their sexual energy in order to manifest things, not physically with them, but you might be taking their root chakra energy, like how they were taking yours here, and using it for whatever you want. This is a little bit ravenous on the divine feminine end. And the thing is, I think that they aren't going to really understand what is going on here. They don't understand. They don't understand what's going on. But I see you. Like, I get it, right? Scorpios, turnabout's fair play. Turnabout is fair play. And, you know, do whatever you want to do, of course. But just know that if you're going to do the exact same thing back to them, it's continuing the cycle. Just going to say it. You're closing out the divine masculine, but it's like now the divine feminine is going to do it. Why not? All right. Well, what's the light energy here? We have Chikorita using tackle. Yeah, this is an attack on the heart chakra. So it's very much, you know, taking a look into the mirror and seeing what you see. And now, you know, you see this fire type, this Fennekin. The Chikorita is a grass type, but when it looks into, you know, it's not a mirror, it's actually a portal. So you're able to tap into them like a portal, and wow, this is pretty incredible. And you're going for it. You're going for it. You're using that energy and, you know, being able to see themselves in you to manifest whatever you want. It says, it uses the leaf on its head to determine the temperature and humidity. It loves to sunbathe. So you might be spending a lot of time in the sun. You know, we did get this energy of going to parks and plazas and spending time with friends, and definitely get your vitamin D, of course. When it talks about the leaf on its head, I feel like, I mean, Scorpios, you know, we fucking know everything that's going around, right? Our crown chakra, our third eye, they're open as fuck. But this is particularly talking about the crown chakra. So I feel like, you know, you're really going to be taking in the details of like what the environment is and what you need in order to get what you want as a divine feminine. Assuming that you are the divine feminine. Because the divine feminine is getting whatever they want. And it's like, you know what? Whatever. I'm fine if you want to hide these things from me. I'm fine staying blinded to why you've kept me in pain. I'm just going to go after what I want. Like, if you know, I'm going to use your energy through a portal in order to get what I want. And yeah. And like I said, you might be gardening or stuff like that. It does talk about temperature and humidity. So for those of you who have indoor plants that aren't doing very well, look up the temperature and humidity requirements of them. Just saying. Just saying. We also have some mushrooms popping up. That very much ties into the portal energy, you know what I'm saying? Alright, what's the shadow here? What's the shadow here? Oof. Unknown using farewell letter. Yeah. So you've said goodbye, is what I'm getting. Please, only 1 or 2 cards. Yeah, leading Lil Wayne, like, fireman, fireman. Yeah, so fireman in reverse, it's like your flame for this has, you know, like, look how this is. Like, looking into the portal, into the shadow, right? And it's a fire type. And here we are in the shadow. So I feel like you're tackling this with your heart chakra. And, you know, through that, it's channeling all of this fire energy, you know, in the shadow. And, you know, again, it's this Leo energy in reverse. So fireman, I feel like you could be, either like taming their ego is what I'm hearing. You're taming their ego by you doing this, by you going after what you want. It says, the stronger the opponent it faces, the more heat surges from its mane and the more power flows through its body. Yeah, I feel like you're taking their power from them by going after what you want, right? Because they've been doing that from you, to you, because they would call in that storm from you, and because you were so clamped on, you just gave all your power to them, right? Or actually they took it from you, and you know that helped them have this fire flowing through their mane, and you know that the heat that surges from that is how the power flowed through their body. So I feel like you're very much like, now it's time for me to work in the light and work from the heart, right? No more of this black flower fragrance energy. So we're going to take a look and see what you need to hear about love, Scorpio. In the extended, which the link is in the description box below, we'll take a closer look at, you know, your energy and, you know, how you, just deeper into what is going on for you and how you're closing out this cycle of the divine masculine being overpowering. We're going to see what's going on in their world, you know, maybe check out what kind of magic they're doing towards you, what they might, you know, how they might try to manipulate you. And then we're also going to look at how to manifest the highest vibrational timeline for the month of July for you. All right, what does Scorpio need to hear about love right now? I love you more today than yesterday, but less than tomorrow. Yeah, your love still increases, and their love for you still increases, right? You guys mirror each other. So the love is increasing no matter what it may say, or no matter what anyone says. The love is continuing to increase in this relationship. And right now, the balance is being restored by the divine feminine taking what they need, because it's been way out of balance. You know, that injustice that came out in the cleansing ceremony, because the divine masculine has just been taking whatever they want with no regard. And, you know, this space and, you know, them allowing you to take power from them is showing this love. So, you know, the love increases on both of your sides. It says, if each time I thought of you were a flower, I could walk in my garden forever. Yeah, they've been... Yeah, I mean, you guys think about each other so often, right? And the thing is here you are with your plants, right? And they've been devouring your fields. They've been taking from your crops, whether it's spiritual, you know, metaphorical or physical. They've been taking from you. And, you know, you have put an end to that of like, no, you're not gonna take my flowers so that you can just, you know, take that energy right into your heart and feed off of it. But you guys are still consistently thinking about each other. You know, as much as you think of them, they're thinking of you. Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more, joy is more intense, pain is deeper. Love can turn your world around, and that world will last forever. Yeah, I mean, this is twin flame awakening energy. You know, everything changes. Love changes everything. Love changes everything, and I feel like you definitely have understood that, because your whole life has changed after you've met this person. You know, your joy is more intense and your pain is deeper, and right now you are still blinded to why you were kept in this pain. But now you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go after what I want. But, you know, this world will last forever. So Scorpios, if you want some guidance on how to manifest the highest vibrational timeline, which of course I read to unite the twins, please follow me into the extended in the description box below. For the rest of you, again, please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And I hope to see you again for the next reading, Scorpios. I'm sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.